Good afternoon, friends and traders. I am Dan Hodgman, and welcome to the Market Recap. It is Wednesday, August 4th. I hope you guys all had a great day. Some of these markets were moving. Look at gold, look at the euro, look at the 10-year note, look at crude oil. Man, oh man, we got some movement across the board in all of those. Crude oil down about $2 from settlement price. S&P 500, little down there. Nothing too crazy since we opened up. And then you've got the Nasdaq. That one's creeping a little bit higher. But gold, what a move. What a move in the overnight session. Soon as equity markets opened up, gold absolutely tanked. And the same goes for the euro. Goes for the 10-year note. So exciting day if you're able to catch the moves. Also, tough day if you were trying to fight the moves. First off, I want to say thank you to John Hoagland for covering me the last couple days. Hectic week or so. I've been in there boxing things, moving things, helping things get ready to go to the new office, which I am excited about. Our new office. We are staying in Chicago, not to worry. We will still be a Chicago company. So thank you, Hoag, for covering me there. I hope you guys have all had a great week so far. We're halfway through the week. Earnings are still coming in. I got to say the topic to pay attention to right now, COVID-19. There's a lot of questions going on right now with this Delta variant. We're seeing bigger numbers from the CDC than we saw about this time last year. So just be careful out there. Pay attention to it. As traders, we got to be conscious of that news. We're not going to trade drastically because one thing comes out, but we need to be prepared. We're seeing some questions come out. We're seeing a little bit of concern. We're seeing changes happening. You're seeing possibility of kind of reeling back on some of this openings that we there are some questions around that one. So with Chicago kind of maybe tightening the reins a little bit. So pay attention to the news on that stuff. Be prepared. Be conscious of that. We have to as traders. I want to say hello to everyone. We'll take a look at these charts here in just a second. George, good to see you. Vince, Norman, good afternoon. Lemur, LT, good to see you. Yep, absolutely. Some nice rotations. Assumed I went to the Olympics. No, I did not go to the Olympics. Wish I was. Love Japan. I lived there for about a year, just south of Tokyo. I lived just outside of Hiroshima, and I spent a lot of time traveling the country. So if you're from there, I'm jealous. If you get a chance to go there, highly recommend it. It is a spectacular place to visit. Miguel, good to see you as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at these charts here and just see what we've got going on. Heck of a day in some of these things. So crude oil, why don't we go ahead and start with our crude oil, which has been just a heck of a volatile market. And I think I did. No, I did not. Thought I just lost my chart for a moment. So crude oil. All right, let's remember settlement price up here at 70.56. This market in the London session really started to sell off. And here's what I like to see. Right as we opened up, we're trading it right at yesterday's regular trading hour low. Great location for an opportunity. It's Wednesday. We got to be thinking about that. We do have the crude oil inventories coming out. So we're going to wait a little bit. We're going to get to that 930 mark. 930 is trading right at that overnight low or prior day low. To me, this is where our opportunity is really rising. We're seeing opportunity. We're presenting in areas that we're looking for chances. Market opens up or market gets to moving to the downside. Move, that's right, we got another pullback. We're looking for trend to continue. When market gets directional, we want to stay within that direction. So to me, I'm hesitant to do anything off the open. Maybe I'm looking for an opportunity because of the location we're trading on the open, but knowing that we've got inventories coming out just a little bit later, I'm sitting on my hands on this thing. I'm waiting till that number comes out and waiting to see that market reaction to it. Next, let's look over at the S&P 500. S&P 500 settlement price up at 44.15 even. 44.15 even, which is the overnight high. And this is where it gets a little hairy, right? Market opens up and starts to close the gap to settlement price. Working its way higher, comes into some overnight consolidation. Rejected. we've got our, as you guys know, once we dip below these moving averages, we want to start to pay attention. 20-period exponential moving average. Market rallies right to that exponential moving average. So here's where we got to ask ourselves, if I go long at this price, what am I looking for? Where's my stop going to be? Stop to me, if we decide to be long as we're approaching, want to put it down here by a high volume node from yesterday, or kind of near where we checked the low off that opening half hour. I'm not really sure where I'm placing this stop, but if I decide to go short, I've got a great opportunity to manage my risk, keep my stops relatively tight, and look for trend to continue. So to me, this was the great trade here, and maybe another chance. I'm a little bit more hesitant taking the short here, but I really love the short right here, moving up to those moving averages. As you guys know, I use those moving averages quite a bit, and that was an execution I did today myself. All right, now Nasdaq, a little bit different case, a little different scenario. Settlement price 15,046 quarter. 15,046 quarter. Market opens up right at it. We've got an opportunity to look at below and above. Market trading at it where our settlement trade is out the window. We are not looking at that one. So where are we looking? Well, we're starting to see, where's this market going to accept. We're checking up above settlement price. We're rotating way low, but here's where we're looking. As you look, you start to recognize where the high volume was on prior days. Well, the one that sticks out the most to me outside of point of control, and yeah, we have a couple points in there, but outside of point of control is right where regular trading hour low was. Just because it's not considered point of control, if we see high volume at a specific price like that, that's a key level to pay attention to. So if you see the market starting to approach it, pay attention to that. Keep your eyes peeled on that. It will attract, just like points of control do attract. So market rally, broke right down to it. From there, a nice rally to the upside. We moved through settlement price. We moved through overnight lows, here, or overnight highs, excuse me. This is what I'm paying attention to. This is really what caught my attention. Swing high from last week right here at 1583. That was my target up above. Great setups. Gold. That's going to be a little bit different of a story. Hard to trade. We get excited. We see the rally. This thing's pushing higher. It's bringing a lot of attention, right? As soon as that break comes, I'm going to be honest with you. You're not seeing this break. We got a huge, strong move off the open, and then the fast break down to settlement price. I'm not looking at this market to close that gap to settlement price. I'm sitting on my hands there. I'm really not going to do a darn thing about it because we got settlement price all the way down here at 1814.10, 1814.10, right below today's point of control, which is settlement price. So a lot attracting it down below. To me, this is not tradable. And I'm going to say that about the next three markets, or the next other two markets that we're looking at. Huge moves, big volatility, really hard to trade that. Next, the euro. Same scenario, opens up higher. But here's where you may have a little bit of a chance. You got yesterday's high, prior day overnight high. We've got a lot of indication up as this market's getting higher, right? We're seeing some points we're paying attention to. Swing highs here, a lot of action. Okay, I can maybe consider a little bit of a short or a long here for a trade. I'm probably thinking initially at 8:30 this morning on that equity open, I'm probably saying, hey, here's a chance for a pullback. We're pulling down right to yesterday's swing high. I'm going to look for the long there. I don't trade the euro that much, so this was not something I was looking for. I am seeing that as that would be a setup for me. I apologize. I think it just lost me a little bit. I should be coming back. I think you got me. I lost my internet there for a moment, so I hope you guys can hear me. If you can, give me a thumbs up or something saying you got me here. All right, next we're going to take a look at the 10-year note, which this is a huge day in the 10-year note. Opens up, strong rally, just like euro, just like gold. Strong move to the upside and a hard, fast break to the downside. Like I've said a million times in this market, It's a steamroller. You do not want to get in the way of it. If you are wrong, get out fast. We don't usually see a move where the market's up at 35.14 and moves almost an entire handle down. Almost an entire handle down. That was a difficult trade. As we started to bottom out, you may have looked for an opportunity to see maybe this thing recover back towards settlement price, which is 135 even, but that's a strong move for this market as well. Again, I think this was a very difficult trade to be in the outright futures on this one. So those are our markets here today. I see some questions coming in. Whoops. And I just want to say, make sure I said hello to everyone. Wearing the cap like a skateboarder. Well, absolutely. I've always got a backwards hat on level 2. Was looking to sell gold today and didn't pull the trigger. Hey, Vince, like we were saying, that was a tough sell there. Really was, to get in on that move to the downside. That's an intimidating move, no doubt about it. Tanya, good to see you. Dan, what are you using for settlement now? 4 p.m. cash close or the last quote option? Last quote. Well, settlement price is a calculated price by the CME. It posts usually a little bit right after the close. So it's not anything exactly specific. I use what the CME posts as the settlement price. There's a calculation to it. Usually it's last price traded on, relatively close to last price traded on that pick close. But there is some math and there's some calculations going on into it. Let's see. Timmy, good to see you. What does settlement price tell me, and how can I possibly incorporate it into my strategy? Great question, Timmy. So that was one of the first strategies or trade setups I was taught when I got into this. If the market is away from settlement price, look for the market to rotate back towards settlement price. If the market's trading or coming to or trading at settlement price, look for settlement price to be either a springboard where that market's coming down, touching settlement and rallying back up, or vice versa, coming up to it and breaking back down, or you're looking for it to be an accelerant. So market is moving up to settlement price, we hit it, and it accelerates in that direction. Settlement price can be used for an entry, it can be used for a target. I think it is the most important level to look at in your trading. I always asked why. I think there's a lot of reason behind it. You know, my dad used to tell me, he was a 30-year veteran of this. He's pretty darn good at this whole trading thing. And he used to tell me, you don't ask questions. Settlement is the most important level. Just write it down and look for opportunities to and away from it. But the more you think about it, right, think about the bigger institutional people. They're carrying positions for months, weeks, sometimes years. And their P&L, their profit and loss are based off of end of day settlement price. So one of the first things I had to do in this industry, my job was, I was a trade checker. So I was running around checking trades on cards, and I was running P&Ls at the end of the day. And I'd sit there on the floor. Pick close was 2 p.m., about 2:15. They would post up on the board what settlement price was. I'd run settlement price against our positions as well as closed out trades that we had. And that essentially told us what our unrealized P&L was for the day, which is everyone's kind of benchmark. You're paying attention to that, and you're updating each and every day. Or make money away from it. If they're sitting at the prior day settlement price and they haven't adjusted their position and volatility hasn't shifted in the products that they're trading, their P&L is pretty much staying flat, they don't want to see that. So they want to see movement around that settlement price. So you'll see a little bit more action when that market's trading around settlement price. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for touching on that, Tanya. Former Vice President Joe Biden, good to see you. If there is a difference of more than a few ticks, I watch last price more closely, which I learned from Dalton. Awesome. All right, guys. I seem to be having internet issues for some reason here today. It keeps popping up on me. So let's make sure we touch on everything else. First and foremost, we'll start on our Bitcoin. Nice strong day here. Bitcoin trading 39,800 there. Our other stock here, Airbnb, we're back almost to the money, $147.40. We've got that AMC, one of our meme stock is starting to break $29. If you're in it, maybe you're thinking about taking some profits. You got GameStop trading 146 down there. Remember, that one was 180 last week. Tesla, though, woo, baby, we're back over 700 in Tesla. And Robinhood, which we got to pay attention to, open IPO'd, I think it was said $38. We are up to $70.40, up 90% here in the last 5 days. Huge move. And the VIX, we're seeing a little pop in the VIX here to end the day. We rotated below 18. Now we're just back over 18. And then lastly, we're going to touch on this date in history, and we'll get on out of here. All right, so I think I have one here today. If I can find it. All of a sudden, I'm getting a pop-up. Yes, one of my favorite movies. It's kind of a cheesy comedy. In 2006, the movie Talladega Nights was released. And then a historic moment in Olympic history in 1936. Jesse Owens won the long jump in Nazi Germany. On that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Oh, before I forget, I didn't take a look at tomorrow's economic calendar. Tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Central Time, international trades and goods, as well as jobless claims. And don't forget, Friday is the unemployment number, so be prepared for that one on Friday. All right, John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. I look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.